There are more than 1 million Muslims in Canada, and Islam is the second largest religious group after Christianity. Now, a new Environics survey is attempting to get a sense of how Muslims see themselves in Canada. Hannah Thibodeau has more.
Hamdi Ben Aissa is an imam at this small Ottawa mosque. He feels Canada's Muslim community has been under scrutiny.
It's a fact that there is racism, especially on the media, the way Muslims are being represented.
Their portrayal in the media has often been reduced to negative stereotypes.
Islam was never leading people to become violent and angry.
According to the Environics survey, 30% of Muslims report experiencing discrimination due to religion or culture. Despite that, most are proud to be Canadian.
We have heard over the last decade some, especially in mainstream media, negative discourse about Muslims feeling alienated, disconnected, even hatred towards the West. And you wouldn't expect that kind of fighting. 83% of the Canadian Muslims expressing pride in Canada.
That pride shows in Muslim volunteer groups like Halal Serve, a food delivery service for the needy.
Cost of living is high, rent is high. So for us, just to give a few hours of our time, it's the least we can do.
While Muslims embrace Canada, they're also one of the most religiously observant groups in the country, in particular, the youth.
I'm saying, no, I'm Canadian, but I'm also Muslim. I'm both at the same time, and that's a huge part of my Canadian identity, is my Muslim identity.
But if youth had to choose between describing themselves as Muslim or Canadian, 61% say they identify as Muslim first. More are attending mosques, and a larger number of young women are wearing the hijab.
I would like people to know that I'm Muslim, and that's a big reason for me. So I'm happy to be wearing it, knowing that the first thing people will see about me is the hijab.
The survey also asked what Muslims liked least about Canada. That answer was overwhelming. The weather. Hannah Thibodeau, CBC News, Ottawa.
And we went out and asked Muslim youth here in Ottawa what it's like being a young Muslim in the capital. They shared some of the joys and the struggles they face.
People in Ottawa, they're all really nice, and people are very accepting, and it's great to be here.
A good thing about being a Muslim in Ottawa is really engaging with different communities. There's such a diverse Muslim community in Ottawa.
Actually, in Ottawa, I was surprised at the sheer amount of mosques, about 5 mosques near my house, and how many people actually practice.
There's a lot of other Muslims here, so you feel like you're part of a community, and you feel accepted.
I don't feel that I face so many challenges being a Muslim because I feel like it's very accepting in Ottawa.
Very, very few people that you might meet might not know about Islam or might be not willing to learn about it or might not be accepting, but that just exists anywhere, so it's kind of an understood thing.
There's a lot of gender stereotypes because I'm in engineering, so people are like, oh, you're female, but on top of that I'm also a Muslim, and I think a lot of people are trying to make that push to be more inclusive, and I think it's really great.
I do think that not wearing a hijab makes it easier to be a Muslim in Ottawa. I have a lot of hijabi friends that do tell me the struggles that they face every day.
I'm just a normal citizen, and I'm proud to be Canadian, and I'm proud to live here, and I'm happy to be living in Ottawa.